Welcome back to Andersen Acres. We're in the kitchen again today, and today we are going to make garlic pizza rounds. These are really easy, really fun, and they're absolutely delicious. They don't even take very long. Now you do have to start with a bread dough. Now this is just my basic white dough, but you can use a pizza dough or a whole wheat dough or a sourdough or any dough you like. I will link in the video description to the video where I made a dough just like this. But you don't have to use that dough. Any dough. You can even buy pizza dough or buy bread dough at the store, let it defrost, and let it go through its nice first rise and have a nice, fluffy, pliable dough ready to go. Once you have your dough, we're going to divide it into roughly 8 pieces, roughly equal pieces. We don't want to worry too much about being finicky. It doesn't matter that much. But if they're roughly equal, there will be less arguing about who gets which pizza round. So, just divide your dough into 8 rounds. These are not true pizzas, and they are going to be fairly small. So we're just going to divide them into 8. These are more a snack, though you could do this on a larger scale with dividing it into only 4 and go that way. And basically make pizzas, but that's not what we're doing today. We're just making these garlic pizza rounds. So, once you have 8 pieces, once you divide your dough just like you saw me do, you'll have a flat side. So just kind of puff them. Tequila's making noise because there's farm equipment across the road. But just kind of fluff them and give them a slight press, each one. Don't worry too much about them being perfect because we're going to muck with them later. So just kind of make them kind of round and give them a little press. No big deal, just like that. Then we are going to take a baking sheet and we're just going to pop them on the baking sheet. Okay, that's all. We're just going to pop these on the baking sheet. We're not going to worry about them. We're going to ignore them for about 45 minutes because we want them to get kind of loose and risen just a little bit. So cover them with a damp tea towel or place them in your microwave so they can do a little bit of a rise. You're going to leave them for about 45 minutes till they get kind of puffy and they look kind of like they're filled a little bit with air. So they should get bigger than this and they should be light and airy. We want that light and airy. That's why we're not touching them yet. So we will come back when these have risen for about 45 minutes, and then we will work on our next step. All right, so we lift off our damp cloth, and that's what they should look like. They have been rising a little bit. So you want 8 nice little poofy rounds. Here we go. We're going to need a shallow dish filled with a little bit of cornmeal. About a 1/4 cup of cornmeal should do you. If, however, you find yourself running short on cornmeal, feel free to add some extra. Okay? So what we're going to do is we're going to gently lift our round up, dip the top side in cornmeal. Not very much will stick. That's good. Dip the bottom side in cornmeal. More will stick. That's better. Place it on your pan. Then what you're going to do is you're just going to use your fingers and you're just going to kind of indent. You're not going to truly squash it because you want it to stay airy. Okay, you want it to stay nice and airy. So just kind of give a few little pushes with your fingers. That's it. Again, we take one, top, bottom, place it back on the pan, indent with fingers. So you're not pushing all that air out. You're flattening them a little, but you're not pushing all that air out. So we're just going to do that again. And then just push. So again, don't flatten them. You don't want to do that. Just give them some finger pushes, almost like you're making a small focaccia. You want these air bubbles to stay exactly the way they are. Okay? So I am not going to make you watch me push all these down. We'll come back in a couple minutes when I've done it. And there we go. These rounds are now nicely pushed down. And my son is about to shake a water bottle. So if you hear a bunch of splashing, he's shaking a water bottle. So now you can put your cornmeal aside. You won't need that anymore. Bring these in front of you. And now to make them pizza-y, we are going to add some pizza sauce. Not a ton. You only need about a teaspoon on each. Okay, so just a little. Just a little. You can spread it around a little or just leave it clumped. I am going to spread it around. I'm just going to get my little dollops on first. Don't overdo it. You don't want these like oozing sauce. Even if you love sauce, you still don't want them oozing sauce. Okay, so gently, don't press down with your spoon. You don't want to deflate your dough. So gently let your spoon, the back of your spoon, float on top. There we go, because we don't want to deflate these. These are not pizzas, these are pizza rounds. So we still want them nice and thick and bready. Set the pizza sauce aside, we won't need that now. Now you're going to need some cheese. Mozzarella is the preferred cheese for all things pizza. So top with a little bit of mozzarella. Again, don't go crazy. You don't want so much that it's everywhere. So you're going to just top with a little bit of mozzarella because that'll make it taste delicious. And at this point, you're probably wondering, you said these were garlic pizza rounds. Garlic pizza rounds, where's the garlic? Well, we'll get to that garlic in just a second. So the amount of cheese you're going to use is up to you, but mozzarella cheese, get that on there. Okay. Set that aside. Now we do need to garlic these up. So spread out your cheese just a little bit so that it's not like in one big clump. Just because you want to have a spot to put your garlic butter. Yes, that's right. Garlic butter. We made this in a video a few weeks ago. Not this particular garlic butter because I have remade my garlic butter multiple times because I keep using it up. But I will provide a link to the video description where we made a garlic butter, this exact recipe, where we made the garlic butter, and then you can make it yourself. You can also buy garlic butter if you don't want to make it. That's fine too. You're going to add about a teaspoon or even a little less, not more, to the top of each bun. Top of each round gets a little bit of garlic butter. If you don't like that much garlic butter, you can reduce the amount. Don't increase the amount. Increasing the amount is a recipe for disaster because it'll just get everywhere. So no more than a teaspoon, less is fine, more is not. So these will get a little messy as they bake. The cheese is going to melt, the butter's going to spread. That's okay. We like a little bit messy because it's more delicious that way. There we go. Now they're ready to go in the oven. You're going to bake these for 15 to 20 minutes at 400 degrees Fahrenheit until they look nice and golden and that cheese is melted and bubbly. We will come back just as soon as these are baked. And there we go. Perfect, beautiful, delicious, and oh so garlicky garlic pizza rounds. These are a lot of fun. They're not exactly pizzas because they're not flat enough, but they are absolutely delicious and everyone in your family will love them. You can add a few more toppings if you like, but really it's the garlic butter that stands out in this particular recipe and it's just fantastic. So make these for yourself or make these for your guests. Everyone's going to love them. I promise. That's about it for us here today at Andersen Acres. Be careful not to bite into these when they're too hot. Pizza burn is a real thing. We'll see you tomorrow.